We arrived in Lo Manthang as the cold evening descended upon the city. We'd come without pre-booked accommodation. It's a long, sad story. Anyway, we'd brought our own tents, but with the overnight temperature dropping below freezing, we had no intention of sleeping in them. Knowing our chances were slim because of the influx of tourists for the festival, we went guest house to guest house until our persistence paid off. We scored a homestay in a traditional Lopa mud house inside the walls. Our accommodation was through the gates, down an alley, around a corner, past the cow and up a stair. Our snug room had no running water, no heating, and an ensuite that consisted of a hole through the dirt floor. Such luxury. With warm blankets, charming hosts, and a dung-fired stove in the kitchen, we felt comfortable, secure, and welcome. So, secure in our lodgings, we turned our attention to the biggest festival of the year, the Tiji Festival. Lo Manthang was built around 1440 by the first king of Lo, Nepal. He used the only material they had, mud. While there are new buildings in and around the old city, it still looks much the same as it's done for hundreds of years. The 3-day Tiji Festival takes place in the town's main square. It's been performed every year for hundreds of years and is now 3 days of intricate dance steps, interspersed with ceremony, incantations and prayer. Day 1 starts with the unfurling of a threadbare 400-year-old banner depicting Padmasambhava, the man credited with bringing Buddhism to Lo and Tibet. The whole ceremony is led by a single man called the Sowo. To prepare for this gig, he has practiced in seclusion for months to master the intricate and complex ceremony designed to rid the world of demons. Well, at least until next year. On the first day, the dances involve 52 different steps. They invoke the gods and purify the ground for the dances to take place on day 2. On day 2, tourists, many of whom have walked the barren, windswept 100 kilometres or so from Jomsom, crowd around the square and along the tops of the buildings. They stand shoulder to shoulder with locals. Day 2 is the real meat of the festival, with loads of different dances. There are dances with drums by the main dancers. There are dances with drums by novice monks. There are animated wolves with swords and a dangerous attitude. There are warriors. And raghead demons. And even an intermission with monkey boy entertainers. Halfway through, the frail 84-year-old king of Lo, Jimye Palbar Bista, arrives, guided by his retinue, and settles on his throne. As the sun dips behind the buildings, ghost dancers take the stage, and an effigy of a demon is brought out to be ritually teased and prodded. After the ghosts have done their worst, the main dancers return, dressed in animal masks. With great solemnity and considerable ceremony, they dispatch the demon as the light dims and the icy wind begins to cut through our clothes. With our teeth chattering, we pack our gear and head back to the shelter of our little room.